Imagine making a single video that gets 3 million views and generates over $50,000 in revenue, all because you discovered one hidden feature that 99% of creators completely ignore. What if I told you that while everyone else is fighting over the same trending topics and burning out, trying to keep up with algorithm changes, there's a secret goldmine sitting right under your nose that could transform your entire content strategy overnight? Here's why this matters more than people think. Most creators assume growth comes from better ideas or better editing. But the real difference between channels that stall and channels that explode usually comes down to how well they control the viewer's experience once the video actually starts. Today, we're diving deep into something that's about to revolutionize how smart creators build their YouTube empires. And honestly, I'm shocked more people haven't caught on to this yet. We're talking about AI-driven stock footage, but not in the way you think. This isn't about throwing random clips into your videos and hoping for the best. This is about leveraging artificial intelligence to discover hidden gems in stock footage libraries that can make your content go viral while everyone else is still stuck, using the same tired clips that have been circulating for years. And before we go any further, I want you to keep one thing in mind. This strategy has nothing to do with working harder. It's about making smarter decisions with visuals that already exist and using data to guide every choice. Before we jump into the strategies that are making creators serious money right now, smash that subscribe button because the techniques I'm sharing today are worth thousands of dollars in the increased revenue. And I guarantee you won't find this level of detail anywhere else on YouTube. Now here's where this gets interesting because most creators completely misunderstand what stock footage actually does to a video. Here's what most creators don't understand about stock footage. They think it's just filler content, something you throw in when you don't have anything else to show. But the smartest creators in the game right now are using AI to identify stock footage that triggers specific psychological responses in viewers, keeping them glued to their screens and dramatically increasing watch time and engagement. The secret sauce lies in understanding how AI can analyze millions of hours of successful video content to identify patterns in the footage that performed best. These AI systems can recognize micro-expressions in faces, color combinations that trigger emotional responses, movement patterns that create tension, and even audio frequencies that subconsciously make people more likely to watch until the end. What's important here is that none of this is based on opinion. These systems aren't guessing what looks good. They're measuring what actually keeps people watching. This all sounds abstract until you see what happens when someone actually applies it. Let me share a real example that blew my mind. One creator I know was struggling to break past 10,000 views per video, despite having decent content. Then he started using AI-curated stock footage based on emotional triggers, and his next video hit 2.7 million views. The difference wasn't his topic, wasn't his thumbnail, wasn't even his editing. It was the specific stock footage clips the AI identified as having high viral potential based on psychological patterns from successful videos. The AI analyzed everything from facial expressions to color temperature to movement speed and identified clips that had appeared in videos with average watch times above 8 minutes. Think about that for a second. While other creators are randomly picking stock footage based on what looks good to them, this guy was using data from millions of successful videos to make strategic choices about every single clip. But here's where it gets really interesting. The AI doesn't just analyze what performed well in the past. It's constantly learning from new viral content, identifying emerging patterns that humans haven't even recognized yet. So you're not just copying what worked before, you're staying ahead of trends that haven't even fully developed. Now, I want to clear something up, because this isn't magic, and it's not some secret AI that only big studios have access to. What's actually happening behind the scenes is much smarter and much more practical. Creators are using AI in layers. First, they use tools like tube magic to analyze what already performs inside their niche. Not just topics and keywords, but pacing, video structure, and the types of visuals that consistently hold attention. This gives them data-backed insight into what kinds of footage work instead of guessing. Once they know what visual patterns perform best, that's where AI-assisted stock platforms come in. Tools like Pictory and InVideo don't just dump random clips into your timeline. They analyze your script, the context of each section, and automatically suggest stock footage that matches the emotional tone and pacing of your content. You're still in control, but the AI filters out 90% of the bad choices before you ever see them. And here's where the hidden gems actually come from. These AI tools are paired with massive libraries like Envato, which most creators barely scratch the surface of. Instead of scrolling endlessly and picking clips based on personal taste, the AI helps surface footage that aligns with proven retention patterns. Subtle movement instead of static shots, emotional framing instead of generic visuals, and transitions that maintain momentum instead of killing it. That's the real advantage. The AI isn't creating the footage. It's preventing you from choosing the wrong visuals. So when I talk about AI-driven stock footage, this is what I mean. It's not about automation replacing creativity. It's about using AI to guide visual decisions with data, so every clip you use is intentional. And when you stack those intentional decisions across an entire video, the retention gains compound fast. At this point, most people assume this has to be complicated or expensive. And that's the biggest misconception of all. Now, you might be thinking this sounds too good to be true or too complicated to implement. That's exactly what I thought when I first heard about this. But the truth is, the technology has become incredibly accessible. And the creators who are getting in early are the ones who are going to dominate their niches over the next few years. The key is understanding the 3 pillars of AI-driven stock footage selection. First, psychological triggers. The AI identifies footage that contains elements proven to create emotional engagement. This isn't about AI reading emotions or understanding psychology the way humans do. It's about identifying visual patterns that consistently correlate with higher retention and using that data to make better decisions. Second, contextual relevance. The AI doesn't just pick random, high-performing clips. It analyzes your specific content topic and finds footage that enhances your message while still maintaining those psychological triggers. So you're not just getting random viral clips, you're getting viral clips that actually make sense for your content. Third, trend prediction. This is the most powerful aspect. The AI is identifying footage elements that are starting to appear in successful videos before they become mainstream trends. So you're essentially getting insider information about what types of visuals are going to perform well in the coming weeks and months. Once you understand those pillars, the next question becomes how creators are actually using this day to day. Let me break down exactly how successful creators are implementing this strategy. They start by feeding the AI information about their target audience, their niche, and their content goals. The AI then scans through massive stock footage databases, not just looking at the clips themselves, but analyzing the performance data of videos that have used similar footage. The AI creates a heat map of psychological triggers, showing which visual elements are most likely to keep viewers engaged at different points in the video. For example, it might identify that clips with warm lighting and subtle movement work best for introductions, while high-contrast, fast-paced footage performs better during the main content sections. But here's what separates the pros from the amateurs. The smart creators aren't just using this AI to pick individual clips. They're using it to construct entire visual narratives that guide viewers through specific emotional journeys. They understand that the sequence and timing of stock footage can be just as important as the individual clips themselves. And this is where the numbers start getting ridiculous. I've seen creators use AI-selected stock footage to increase their average view duration by over 40%. That's not a small improvement. That's a game-changing difference that translates directly into more ad revenue, better algorithm performance, and faster channel growth. The financial impact is staggering when you really think about it. Let's say you're currently getting an average of 50,000 views per video with a 4-minute average watch time. By implementing AI-driven stock footage strategies, you could potentially increase that to 70,000 views with a 6-minute average watch time. That's a 160% increase in total watch hours, which directly translates to significantly more ad revenue and better algorithmic performance. But the real goldmine isn't just in the immediate revenue increase, it's in the compound effect. When your videos perform better, YouTube promotes them more aggressively. When they get promoted more, they reach new audiences. When they reach new audiences, your subscriber base grows faster. This is where psychology quietly does the heavy lifting. Here's something most people miss about viral content. It's not just about having a good hook or an interesting topic. The most successful videos create what psychologists call a flow state in viewers. AI-driven stock footage selection helps creators maintain that rhythm by identifying pacing patterns, transitions, and visual intensity levels that consistently align with longer watch times. I want to share another case study that perfectly illustrates this concept. A creator in the business niche was making educational content that was informative but struggled with retention. Let me pause here and lock this in because this is the part most creators accidentally skip. If your visuals don't support your message never gets a chance to work. AI-driven stock footage isn't decoration. It's attention management. When your visuals support your message instead of distracting from it, retention naturally improves. Her average view duration was around 2.5 minutes on 8-minute videos. After implementing AI-curated stock footage, her retention jumped to over 5 minutes average, more than doubling her watch time. The AI had identified that her original stock footage was creating visual monotony, causing viewers to mentally check out even when the audio content was engaging. By strategically placing high-energy clips at moments when attention typically drops, and using calming footage during information-heavy sections, she created a visual rhythm that kept people watching. This is the level of optimization that separates amateur creators from professionals. And this is why the timing matters more than people realize. The opportunity window for this strategy is still wide open, but it won't stay that way forever. As more creators discover these techniques, the competitive advantage will diminish. What's particularly exciting is that this isn't just about improving your current content. It's about developing a completely new skill set that will become increasingly valuable as the content creation landscape evolves. So the real question now isn't whether this works. It's whether you're going to use it. The implementation process is more straightforward than you might expect. You don't need to become a data scientist or learn complex programming. Start by analyzing your best-performing videos, experiment with AI-recommended stock footage in small segments, and track what happens to retention and engagement. Remember, while everyone else is fighting over trends, you'll be building a system that compounds. If this changed the way you think about visuals, hit the like button and subscribe. In the next video, I'm breaking down what happened when I switched to AI-powered YouTube thumbnails, why my click-through rate jumped, what I was doing wrong before, and the exact changes that actually made people click. If you care about getting more views without uploading more videos, you don't want to miss that one. See you there.